welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the spread of technology and knowledge is very important across, and it's spread across the borders, has intensified because of the globalization. So, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone engineer Mostafa Metwally, technology expert and digital transformation consultant. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Hope you
Well,
are doing well.
thank you so much. Well, Engineer Metwally, can you elaborate on these important points in our topic, the spread of technology and knowledge?
We can say that since the invention of internet and introducing it to the public, the usage of smart devices and computer systems has been widespreading worldwide. And hence, we can say this is like the digital globalization. And the amount of data has been increased around the world. And we can say that the competition and the war between some countries extended from traditional wars and economic wars to digital wars as well.
Yes. So also the trade and economic war has begun to spread in the technology. What would you say on this, or what is your opinion concerning this?
Actually, we can say that some countries are controlling the production of certain technologies and devices used in smart devices worldwide,
Yes.
and hence they are controlling the other countries. For example, we can say that USA is controlling producing some components called processors or semiconductors industry, and hence it's like making conflicts with China. Because as we can notice in 2019, there were like a global supply chain issue in smart devices, and that's why there is like a continuous conflict between China and USA in the technological part in specific.
Yes, yes. So the digital technology has become the backbone of the modern economy. What's your comment?
Actually, we can say that there is no industry that cannot be dependent on the technology in its aspect and development. That's why the more you are advanced in technology and a smart system or digital systems, the more your economic may be stable. And that's what we can see even in Gulf countries. They have decided to get rid of the economics of oil and petrol, and they are depending on tourism, industry, and trade, and the digital transformation systems that
Yes.
are building their digital economy.
So investments in artificial intelligence in the world and also in Egypt, we'd like to know more about it.
We can say that it's like the outcome of these numerous data amounts worldwide has led to the introducing of AI and generative AI, for example. And now the economics of countries is being measured in the index of AI readiness. What that means, let's say in simple words, the more the country is ready to use and integrate with AI systems, the more economy will be flexible and advanced and developing. And
Yes.
we can notice this in Egypt that we are depending on recently on digital systems and integrating with AI systems and even supporting researchers and startups in Egypt to innovate in the AI part, because
Yes.
this will be like a great motive and let's say acceleration for the development of digital economy in Egypt.
Yes. Also, Engineer Metwally, China is the world's factory in the digital world. So give us an idea about this.
As I'm telling you that before 2019, China has been the factory for all the manufacturer worldwide for the, let's say, high-ranked brands. They are developing their factories there, and the labor is cheap, and they are very advanced in manufacturing. But after the conflict of 2019 regarding TikTok technology and how it's invaded the youth in USA, USA has been starting a digital war against China. That's why they are making difficulties on the investment, and they are withdrawing the factories from China, because they found China is being a threat. And even China, for your knowledge, is very advanced in the cyber war and in the AI. And that's why USA is now processing the data of TikTok regarding their youth in USA, not in China.
Yes.
They need to protect China out of reaching the data of their youth.
Yes. How can some economic crises be overcome or solved by the digital technology?
As I'm telling you, it's like acceleration programs. For example, here in Egypt, there is lots of incubation and venture capital that are supporting these startups and supporting the SMEs doing business in technologies. And by building clusters, small clusters of these entities and startups, the economy of a country could be developed. For example,
Yes.
Case A, Saudi Arabia is now establishing a new corporate called Alat, and they are aiming that it will contribute in Saudi Arabia GDP with around 9 billion USD dollar annually. And this will notify us to the importance of training and certification and preparing the infrastructure in Egypt, for example, to be ready to have a source of income for the USD and foreign currency, as we say, to be able to enhance the economy nationwide.
Yes. Also, how can we qualify the young cadres and the youth for economic benefit in the field of digital technology?
Okay, by driving them to the acceleration programs and to the new technologies worldwide, and even we can say that Egypt have a very huge market because we are around 100 million inhabitants, and this is like a very huge market and even ready for the digital transformation processes. So we need to train them on how to solve issues in the society, in their local societies, by using technologies and providing them with training programs and even providing them with financing and fund and facilities. For example, if we provide facilities in taxation systems and insurance and things like this, we will enable young people to provide solutions for the current issues and problems nationwide.
So this is a very important point, which is financing for the startups in Egypt and also in the Arab world. Give us more idea about this or shed more light on this, please.
Okay, let's say that the investors around the world is now called, in the field of tech industry, called venture capitals, and they have many types. For example, here in Egypt, there is a venture capital called Intlat, and this is an Egyptian venture capital, and they are investing in Egyptian startups that are solving problems around the nation, and they even providing finance from investor up to 50,000 USD dollars for startups as per their evaluation. And not they are providing financing only. They are providing mentoring and consultation and even support to have a very successful model.
Yes.
So if the country invested in this part, I believe that they will accelerate the economy nationwide.
Yes. So how can technology, how can we make technological progress and as it's being a key drive for improvements of the income and the standards of living?
Okay, we can do this by lots of aspects that are being interfering. For example, from the legal side and the procedures for establishing startups in technological field, the training programs, and even the integration of the universities. For example, we can drive the university, especially faculty of engineering and computer information system and things like this, to start to do projects at their graduation years to resolve issues in the country. And this should be done in, let's say, in participation and sharing experiences between the private sector and the governmental sector, so that we can reach real solutions. And gradually, if we have a plan for example, the next 3 years, it could be reached. And once the ecosystem of the digital technological parts and startups here in Egypt started well, I believe within 3 years, it would be one of the most important sources of USD currency here in Egypt.
Yes. Also, the new knowledge and technologies do not necessarily develop everywhere and at the same time. Give us an idea, elaborate on this point.
Actually, as I'm telling you that, for example, digital transformation and digital technology is being integrated in all fields. Let's say imagine that if we have an individual, he is a person that is dealing with banks and he is paying, for example, tuition fees in schools, and he is having things from market, and he needs medical care, and he needs leisure and, let's say, entertainment. If we have combined all of these services in certain application that is being integrated, we will include all people in the ecosystem of the digital life in Egypt. And I believe that all days we were saying that literacy is for writing and reading, and now literacy for not using smart devices. We have a huge market, and this could be integrated by manufacturing devices here in Egypt. And hence, we can accelerate this industry from two sides, from the hardware and the devices side, and from the software and technological side.
Yes, therefore, the way technology spreads across countries is central to how global growth is generated and shared across the countries.
Yes, and as I'm telling you that the new index of measuring the GDP and readiness of countries, it has been extended from electricity and facility and roads to the digital readiness. For example, what is the infrastructure done for the telecommunication and the speed of the internet in that country? What is the number of mobile devices being used? What is the number of people over internet in that country? All these indexes, for example, in a single country is being integrated with other countries because, as I'm telling you, for example, Egypt and Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and UAE, the four countries in the Middle East are being competing each other in the acceleration of digital systems and digital economy as well.
Yes, yes. So, Engineer Metwally, the state, since President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi came to office 10 years ago, the Egyptian state was going to the way of the digital transformation of the ministries and the digital transformation of the state. And now most of the ministries have been transferred to the new administrative capital. So give us an idea about the digital transformation that is taking place in the government and the ministries.
Okay, actually, this is the other side of digital technology and digital transformation because, as you know, that decision makers need to have accurate information and data in a centralized place so that they can take further decisions. And that's what happened. His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is now giving much care about digital transformation in different governmental entities so that they can integrate and share information and data, and hence they can provide accurate support for those beneficiaries who shall have that support, and even he can drive the business and the economy towards certain things. I believe that when they have done this gradually from 2016 until now, it will be increasing, and this is like a continuous process for having digital transformation systems and integration between each other till they reach the level that they can use analytics and reporting systems and, let's say, AI systems so that they can even make suggestions and expectations for the new decisions and the new laws should be legalized. And that's why the political entity has seen this a powerful tool to support all the Egyptians.
Yes, yes. Also, not only the buildings or the ministries in the new administrative capital is provided by the digital transformation. Also, the governorates here in Egypt through the Decent Life Initiative, which is an presidential initiative that was launched by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi that aims at raising the standard of living of more than 60 million Egyptians. Through this initiative, the Decent Life Initiative, the Upper Egypt and other governorates, there are going to be in the capitals of the governorates a complex which is going to provide services for the citizens, and it's going to be digitalized. So give us an idea about this and how are the citizens are going to use this system.
Actually,
Or
as we are,
benefit, I mean, benefit from it.
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks on this contribution. As we are telling you that it's about the infrastructure and the initiative of Haya Karima, for example, they found that the digital life is not equal in Upper Egypt and different villages across
Yes.
the country,
Yes.
and they have increased the investment in the infrastructure for fiber optics cables that will accelerate and increase the speed of internet, and hence they can have their training online. For example, they can participate in freelancing jobs, and even they can have like an equal opportunity like the North Egypt, for example. And as we can say that investment in the infrastructure will enable startups and ecosystems in Egypt to innovate and start to generate new ideas and things that resolving the issues on land. And as I'm telling you that having let's say an integrated system is supporting having a whole idea about the data going around the country, and then you can decide on new projects and new ideas to be fulfilled and accomplished.
Yes. So also, what do we expect in the future in this field in Egypt?
Actually, we should expect that we have like different sources of USD currency here currently, like Suez Canal and tourism and even the laborers outside Egypt. We should depend on our GDP on the income from digital systems that is being introduced worldwide. For example, we have the manpower here in Egypt, and we can have like development projects for software and tech industries and introduce them or outsource them to other customers outside Egypt. And I believe the future is shiny for that part here in Egypt.
Yes. Also, the technology, what are the fields that we can benefit from technology?
We can have like lots of integrated fields that we can benefit from
Let's
technology.
start one by one. For example, in the health field, how can we, the technology in the health field?
Actually, we can build something called the medical history for patients, and this is like integration. For example, I'm a patient that is having different sessions with different physicians around the country. I can have all my medical information in single profile. So whenever I'm going from one doctor to another, he can have my medical history and start to build on it. Another part is the educational field, because you can search over millions of data over the internet regarding specific part or having customized training as well. And name it, you can have it in industry, for example, to reduce the costs of operations in your factory, and to have the financial insights for your entity and things like this.
So, for example, in the field of education, what is the importance of training in order for the students, and especially students in the university stage to use the technology?
We can say that it will be benefiting both of the parts of, or the triple parts of that industry. The students themselves, the teachers, and even the parents can have access to different digital systems so that they could be educated or have a knowledge about something. And even, for example, for students, they can do experiments instead of doing them in the lab. They can do them online by simulations, and even the integration of virtual reality and augmented reality glasses that they can have the experiments around them visually. I believe it's trying to use technology to this extent in education system, but still it should be mixed with reading and other manual things, because in education in specific, if you rely only on technology, there may be harm on the brain of students in earlier stages. So my recommendation in that part for parents and our watchers and people in watching this TV program, to have a balanced content from digital systems, and to read books in addition to that.
Yes, yes. I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information. Engineer Mostafa Metwally, technology expert and digital transformation consultant. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you.